He was in the hospital or his wife?
What? He was.
Oh.
I know. It worried me because it had something to do with amnesia.
How old is Carlos?
Carlos is 85 or 86
Oh, is
now,
he?
I think.
Wow, she would never,
Yeah,
I would never.
he's someone that came regularly, like 5 days a week before the pandemic. So he's been joining online. Sorry, total diversion here. Well, we're gonna get started. So I want to begin by telling you guys that I schedule myself a lot, to the point where sometimes, you know, there's a weekend event and I really want to go, but I'm already doing a workshop and I can't go. And there has been this group of women out of Nashville who do these women's circles. And I'm connected to them on social media and I see their offerings, and a couple of them I've met personally. I've just never been in a circle with them or in a practice with them. And basically, I discovered one of them was going to create one of these women's circles for the Spring Equinox that we just had. And I looked at the date. It was the weekend of my birthday, which I purposely not scheduled any workshops. And I was like, oh, I'm free. I can go to this one. And I wanted to go because they offer basically the same things that I offer, but that I'm never able to like receive. So it was shamanic journeying, sound meditation, and a moon ritual. Well, it was an equinox ritual, really, on cutting the cord. So anyway, I wanted to go and was able to go, and it was held near Fontanelle in Whites Creek. So it was a little bit of a trek to get there, but it was an event space. It used to be a restaurant, and then now it's an event space. And anyway, they had rented the space, and that's where we met. And through their shamanic journeying that they were doing, you're always given some guided visuals, and then you're left on your own listening to a drum. And the drum and that guidance is supposed to take you into this meditative space where you're staying open to see whatever comes to you in that vision, to receive whatever messages you get through that meditation. And while we were doing the shamanic journey, we were posing the question about what's going to be our next step forward, because spring is about springing forward, springing ahead, taking action. And the new moon we just had was in Aries, which is all about get up and go. It's that fiery energy. So I was in the question of that because I have ideas swirling in my head, but I wanted like a clear answer. And we were taking into the upper world where we could meet ascended masters or we could meet our higher self. While we were there, like nothing, I was getting nothing, you guys. And I was getting a little frustrated. I was like, okay, just calm your minds, just go with it, you know, no pressure. And the message was, wait. You guys, I've been getting that message for 2 years, like no lie. If I try to do tarot cards, it's always wait, be patient, not time yet, blah, blah. Like, really? 2 years of waiting? And so then I relaxed into it and I was like, okay, forget it. Okay, wait, that's my message. Again, I'm just gonna have to wait. So at that point, I started to enjoy just being still and doing nothing, right? Not trying to conjure anything up in my head. And the next thing I know, I see Paramahansa Yogananda. And he has his long hair and he's smiling at me, and he wasn't saying anything to me. He was just smiling at me. And it was fleeting, right? He showed himself. It was clear. Boom, he was gone. And then they started doing the drumming that's bringing you out of it. And I'm like, but I just got Yogananda. Like, I want to go back and see if he has a message for me. But we were coming out of it. So we came out of it. And then right when we came out of it, I was like, oh, I think I've got the message. Wait and be awake and ready. which is actually pretty profound and a little scary and exciting all at the same time. So we're all gonna get up and stand because when Paramahansa Yogananda used to come over to the United States, he was one of the first yogis that brought yoga and meditation here to the Western Hemisphere. Vivekananda was the first one. And then Yogananda was like the second or third one, okay? Whenever he went around the country and he would give speeches, and he would say, how are we today? And he wanted everybody to say back, I am awake and ready. And then he would do his teachings. So we're gonna start walking in place. If your mat starts to kind of curl up underneath your feet, you can step to the wood floor. You're picking up your knees. This is working the hip flexors. This is also working the core of the body, all the way into the glutes. And we're swinging the arms. And we're gonna start saying with conviction from our hearts, with a smile on our face, I am awake and ready. 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 Keep going, because astrologically, April is a big month. Full of surprises, full of change, full of truths. And there's a big conjunction happening in the middle of the month. So what are we gonna be? Awake and ready. I am 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 awake and ready. Keep going. Astrologically, this is a big year. And the next 2 years are said to be the breakdown, the collapse of our system, and the rebuilding of a new one. With our government, with our economy, with our healthcare system, with our education system, basically everything the government touches. I am awake and ready. 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 Love over fear, always. Faith can move mountains. Let's slow it down. So, in the spiritual community, we say we're going through an awakening, an ascension. Scientifically, environmentally, the planet is going through tons of shifts. We have to be awake and ready. And yoga and meditation is about awakening. Yoga and meditation is about self-realization, learning and knowing we are so powerful and we have the answers and we can do this and we can get through anything that comes our way. So bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes. I am awake and ready. So what are you awake and ready for? Are you awake and ready to receive your next calling? Are you awake and ready to rise up? Are you awake and ready to lead others? Are you awake and ready for more change to come? Are you awake and ready to allow love to override any and all fear of change or the unknown? This is the message. This is the answer. To be awake and ready. Take 3 deep breaths. Now we'll open up the eyes. Rest your arms beside you and clear the back of your mat. Have your blocks at the front of the mat. And then stand ready to receive your next instruction. Lining up the toes, grounding and rooting the feet, structuring the legs, activating the core, and bringing your hands together to prayer, to set that seed, to set that intention to be personally awake and ready. Inhale, let your arms lift up. Let your palms face each other. Continue to drill the feet down, continue to shine the fingertips skyward. And then as you exhale, pour down into your Uttanasana, your standing forward fold. When you hinge forward, tip your weight forward towards your toes. It's okay if you need to bend the knees. Let your arms relax. Let your neck relax. Take some deep breaths. Firm in here as you hold. Nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back because I am awake and ready. On your next inhale, bend the knees. Bring your arms out in front of you and then lift your torso up to your Utkatasana, your chair position. From your chair position, notice the dominant part of the weight is probably in your heels. So spring up through your floating ribs, through your side body, and bring the weight forward into the balls of the feet. On your next exhale, bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Flex the knees more. Sit down a little more. And then drape over the front of your thighs. Separate your hands. Let them rest. Palms open beside your pinky toes. And let your head drape towards your shins. A standing form of Balasana Child's. Scoop the belly in, pressurize the feet, and slowly roll it up one vertebra at a time, nice and slow, letting your shoulders and your head come up last. Feel the weight down in your feet. Take the arms back up, Urdhva Hastasana. This time you're going to flex your wrist and push the heel of the hands up towards the ceiling. One more deep breath. And then as you exhale, you're going to come straight forward and down to your Uttanasana. Try to gravitate the heart a little lower towards your knees, the forehead a little lower towards your shins. And then plant this positive seed of thought in your mind by repeating it internally. Nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back because I am awake and ready. On your next in-breath, bend your knees. Inhale, lift to Utkatasana, returning to your chair or fierce position. One more deep breath in. Exhale, hands to prayer. Flex the knees more, sit down a little deeper. And then as you exhale, fold over your lap. Let your hands rest. Palms open alongside your feet. Let your head fall head. All right, pressurize the feet, scoop in through the belly, slowly roll it up one vertebra at a time. You're still hung over as your legs straighten. And then eventually the back of your shoulders builds you up. And your head comes up last. We're going to create a different variation for this one. Hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, you're going to shoot the arms straight up, lean your head back, open your throat, upward worship. Exhale, bring the thumbs to the upper back, chin parallel to the floor. Roll the arms in towards your ears, puff up through the cavity of your chest. Lean your head back into your hands. Open up the chest, open up your breath. Inhale, returning to upward worship. This time, keep your hands glued together and fold. And again, to Uttanasana. Separating the hands once you bow down. Inhale, you're coming halfway up. Your hands are going to slide to your shins. You're propping onto your legs, but you're lengthening the sides of your neck. You're looking out with your eyes. From Ardha Uttanasana, gently release to regular Uttanasana. And inhale, take Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, hands together, sit down a little deeper. Good, from sitting deeper, fold over, straight down, get heavy. Good, strength builder for the lower body. Now, instead of rolling up like we did earlier, we're going to inhale, straighten the legs, prop the hands onto the shins again, lengthen out through the vertebrae. Then we're going to slide the hands up to the hip crease, where the wrists meet the hip crease. Let your shoulders and elbows wing back. Extend long through the spine. A 90-degree angle with the upper body. And then release your hands, reach them left and right. Come all the way back to upward worship. And exhale, bring hands home, sweet home to the heart. All right, now we're going to add in some more standing postures. Inhale, let your arms sweep up. Exhale, fold down. You're going to grab those blocks. Set them alongside your feet and step back with your left foot. When you step back with your left foot, that front knee is lunging and that shin's perpendicular to the floor. We're going to straighten out the front leg. When you straighten out the front leg, you may have to turn the blocks up higher. You may find that the taller blocks are actually blocking you from going to the depth that you need to in the stretch. In that situation, your blocks will drop lower and you'll fold. Roll the left hip towards the front side of your mat and squeeze the right hip in towards you. A variation of pyramid. When you're ready, lunge that front knee, lift your head up. Stay stationed on your left palm and spin open to your right, taking that right arm in the air. Revolving side angle. Exhale, lower the right hand down. We're going to try to see if we can take the left hand over to the right block. Again, you can turn it up to different heights. Right hand to the hip. And you're going to gaze back behind you. Yeah, let's do that. That's good. Good. Exhale, unwind from that rotation. Turn and plant your back foot. Rest your elbow on top of your right thigh bone and take the left arm up towards the heavens above. Side angle. Take that top arm and thread or loop it behind your back. Shoulder rolling open. Glue down that back foot. Make sure you're not doing so much physically that you can't openly breathe. Exhale, unwind from that twist. When you're ready, step the back foot forward. Inhale, step your right foot back behind you. Starting off here in the lunge. Front shin perpendicular to the floor, back thigh kicking up towards the sky. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly straighten out that front leg. You're pushing into the ball of the foot. You're rotating the right hip around, squeezing the left hip in. Determining, do I need to keep my torso higher, or is it possible to drape down and over it? We just went through a whole series regarding the koshas, and one of those layers was the layer of discernment and higher wisdom. So let that piece of your mind determine where you should be in the pose. When you're ready, lunge that knee, lift the head up. Determine what height of the block should be underneath the right hand in order to rotate around to your left. Revolving side angle. Lower the left hand down. See if you can take the right hand over to that block, the left hand to the hip. A different variation of the twist. This one may be a little bit more challenging. Welcome the challenge or leave it out, yogi's choice. Then exhale, unwind. Plant your back foot. Stack onto the front thigh and reach the right arm up to the sky. Bury the back foot down especially, and then thread the right arm behind your back. Right shoulder rolling open, heart open, mind open to be awake and ready for whatever shows up. Exhale, unwind from that position, spin to the ball of the back foot, lose the blocks a moment, step into your plank. From your plank position, press back, downward facing dog. Pausing here, pushing down through hands and feet, and carrying your sacrum and seat way up high. Clear and open your breath. Affirming, I am awake and ready. And feel free to fill in the blank. I am awake and ready for the flow of abundance to come to me. I am awake and ready to receive the messages from my higher self. I am awake and ready for new opportunities to come my way. As you exhale, sink down to your knees. Fold back into extended child's pose. Hands cemented to the mat, elbows lifting. Inhale, rock up to hands and knees. Exhale, drop the hips, open your heart and throat, modified up dog. Exhale, back to child's pose. Two more of those. Inhale, rock forward and up into your back bend. Exhale, sailing back into extended child's pose. Do one more.
Slowly glide your hips back. We're gonna build Stonehenge. With 2 blocks and the bolster on top. The left leg is gonna create like half of a V shape. And the right foot is drawn in towards the pubic bone. Now, if the bolster is pushed out in front of you, you're gonna be hinging down more. So if your hamstrings or your adductor muscles are not prepared for that, slide the bolster in closer, and you can always lean into prayer hands like this. While they're out, if you want to dive into it more. When you dive into it more, you can do a couple different things. The arms can be stacked on top, or you can let them hang down. I would explore the different options to see what is best for you. Your body will let you know if you just pay attention. While you're at rest here, you can become the observer of your breath. But you could also recite that affirmation, I am awake and ready. In breath, we're slowly gonna back away. And we're gonna take the left leg through the blocks. Now the leg is more in front of us. We're gonna pour down the same way in Janu Shasana. So inhale, lift through the crown of your head. As you exhale, tip forward. Again, if it's closer, you can rest in prayer hands. If you want to go deeper into the forward fold, slide the bolster in front of you. And release down to it. You don't have to point or flex the foot necessarily here. Since we're in a relaxed approach to the pose. With it being a more relaxed approach to the pose, notice if you are holding tension in your face or your jaw. And if so, try to release and let it go. Inhale it slow, start to back away. Slide your left foot in. Right leg out to the right side. The same sequence now. Testing the waters here. It may show up differently from left to right. So we're not trying to go to our deepest stretch because it's meant to be more restoring. You want to be at the place where you can feel it, but you're able to consciously let go. If your body starts resisting, the muscles will start contracting. Your breath may be held or strained. And if that's the case, you just need to back up some.
to climb up. This time we'll slide the right leg through the center of the box. Different position. And here, dropping into prayer hands. Or folding forward your arms or your brow. We're going to take a back bend for our Shavasana. Now, if you want a soft place to land, you can have just the bolster behind your back. If you want it to be a little bit more dynamic, you can use your blocks. You look like a T, one on its tall height to catch the head, one on its middle height to catch the ribs. And you're laying down on it like this. Again, if you don't like the way this feels, you can always use a bolster. And I'm gonna turn off the overhead lights. We're lying down. We are going to end with the shamanic journey today. Since I opened up the class discussing shamanic journey and what I had received during that workshop. So before we move into the shamanic journey or the vision quest, let's open the heart. Sometimes in the shamanic journeys, we specifically are guided into the cave or inner dwellings of the heart. Within those inner chambers are hidden treasures, gifts, talents, medicines, desires. Take the time to journey into the inner chamber of your heart now. This mantra you hear in the background, the Om So Hum. It's I am. Some even say I am spirit, which ties back into our theme that we had at the onstart of this week. you are reclined onto blocks, I would like you to come out of that. If you are reclined on the bolster and you want to stay, be there. If you're coming off the blocks from the back bend, you can either join them with just the simple bolster, or you can turn that second block the other way to create a slide. And then recline like this. One of those positions you'll remain in for our vision quest here at the end. Try. I'm going to change the music out. You will be guided. All you have to do now is just first get your body's positioning just right. Get your body temp just right. So if you need to get warmer, cover with the blanket. Once you get your body settled, close the eyes. Bring your attention to your breath and focus on elongating your out breath. So if you're breathing in to the count of 4, try to breathe out to 6 or 8. Feel the surface that you're lying on. The floor beneath the feet. The bolster and what it's padding. Get stationed here in your body, in this place, in this point of time. And then hone in on your senses and take in what you're hearing. Perhaps your breath, my voice, the sound stemming from the speaker. Send your drishti, your inner gaze, towards your third eye, as if you were looking at a movie screening in a theater. The curtains are opening. You begin to see a scene. And the scene before you is an open field. Imagine you're stepping through the screen. And you're actually in the field. And moving towards a meadow that has tons of wildflowers. And as you move through the meadow of flowers, you discover this grand old tree. The tree is calling you. And the closer you get to this ancient tree, you see its limbs are very low. So low that you could easily climb up the tree. And as you begin to step up through the tree limbs, you see above the limbs is a staircase to heaven. And as you begin to take that staircase, you climb up beyond the clouds into the upper world. Once you get through the mist of the clouds, the vision becomes clearer. And there's someone there to meet you. It could be an ascended master or an angelic being, a departed loved one, a saint. It could even be your higher self. Whoever is there to meet you, sit with them. Be present with them. See what they have to give. Maybe it's something symbolic. Perhaps a gift. Or a few chosen words. Who is there to meet you? Is there something they want to give you? Say to you. Be open to receive whatever it is. An open mind, an open heart, an open hand. And turning to them and thanking them for this gift. Whether it was something physical or not. Maybe you were just gifted with their presence. Once it's received, once you've given thanks, it's time to return. So turn back to the staircase. The staircase that's going to bring you back down to the earth, specifically to that same tree. The staircase that turns into the limbs. And the limbs that are hanging down low in the tree. Cautiously returning back down. Walking back through the meadow of wildflowers. Back into the open field. Stepping back through the screen. Returning here to your body. Gazing into the mind's eye. Hearing that drum. Dropping back down into the inner chamber of your heart. With that sound coming in, that's for the awakening. Awakening from the vision quest. The departure from this shamanic journey. As you hear the chimes start to deepen the flow of the breath. Begin to invite movement into your hands and your feet. Rolling away to one side of your body and then coming up for normalcy. As you're sitting upright, I want you to review the vision quest. Anything that might have appeared. You took the journey to the heart. When you started to gaze into the mind's eye. When you took a walk into the field amongst the wildflowers, up the tree, to the stairway to heaven. If or who you communed with. Any messages or symbols or gifts received. And then the journey back again. Any color, any image that you received, I want you to be sure when you're back in your car, have your phone in hand before you drive away. Google the symbology of these things. There's a message for you here. The message may be clear, but it may become clearer when you do a little bit of research. And even if it's not the answer you wanted, or the gift you wanted, or the person you wanted, it is what it was meant to be, so trust it. Join your palms together to prayer position at your heart. The light and the love, the truth and the vision that I hold within my heart. I humbly bow to the light and to the love and the truth and the vision that you hold within yours. Namaste.